Hello.
Where do we find you? Where are you?
I'm in Montreal right now at the office of my manager, and yeah, we're just like together for the day, doing a bunch of interviews and like eating together, and it's fun. And you?
I'm just outside of Montreal. I'm just at home, I'm getting ready for a trip to England in a couple of days. So,
So
yeah,
exciting.
my first time because I'm from England, but my first time back in like 2 years because obviously COVID. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. You must be pretty excited yourself. A couple of days away from this album
Yes.
coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very excited. Sometimes stressed. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
How do you feel at this point in time when it's literally like the countdown to it being dropped on the world? Is it like excitement, nervousness? How do you feel?
Yeah, a lot of excitement. Seriously, I cannot wait to see what resonates the most with people, what they capture of that album. I'm really anxious also because, like, I don't know, you never know if you're gonna make a good impression or not. So it's like a little bit stressful, but I'm also completely embracing completely this album. So it's just really exciting. I'm really, really excited for that.
Yeah, and it seems like quite a marked difference from your last album. So it's been 4 years since that, and I know you've been studying electronics in Montreal. Has what you've been studying made a big difference to what you're putting out now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I studied classical music and it like showed me something. I studied like electronic music and it taught me like many things. And but also like watching people work and like experimenting alone has like everything has their importance in my life. Not only studying, I feel like it. When I was going to school, I was mostly like on my computer, like putting my headphones and working on things I wanted to like to create. So, I mean, I learned some stuff, but I was not always present mentally.
Yeah. But you mentioned there that you studied some classical music, and that was early on, right? And you play a couple of instruments. I know you play cello, harp, is it, and piano.
And I
Else?
play. I'm starting to play the bass and the slide guitar too. Yeah, that's it for now.
That's enough, I think, for now.
Yeah.
And then obviously the DJing and making music with computers, it all comes into it. How do you bring the classical elements of your training into the electronic world?
But this was at first. I remember moving to Montreal, being like 16, 17 years old with my cello, and I would be called to jam with people, and I don't know, everyone was really free. I was like entering a free world after like being in a conservatory for like 10 years. And I remember trying to jam and just like vomiting some sort of back that I was like have been sitting for years, and I was like, God damn, I'm not there yet. Like, it's not my cello song right now. I'm just like playing what I've been repeating over the years, and so it took me a lot of time to like distance myself from everything that I learned, and just like put all my emotions into it. And I feel like for with this album, I really wanted to like spend time doing this and like finding new textures, bring this kind of electroacoustic approach to the cello, and also embrace completely the feminine and melodious aspect of the harp, and like really just take this like that. I didn't want to, I don't know. Sometimes I'm a little bit afraid that people like said that my music is feminine, but now I think it's glorious to be feminine, and I don't know. I wanted to bring the harp with this really feminine approach. So yeah, just like have all the classical instruments with their own approach into my album, and try to create a new fusion genre. And
Yeah.
now I'm also launching my own label with this, my own imprint with this album. And I hope this to really be like a path for this new like fusion classical electronic, but not. I don't know. There's a lot of like orchestral and EDM music mixed together, and like, or extremely pop and classical. And I want to like do something a bit more like ambient and yeah, bring the classical and the electronics together.
So was there one track on this album that was like a catalyst for the album where you kind of found a sound that you wanted to do?
Yes, I think it was. There was two tracks actually. It was two. The one that is just cello, like a little interlude. It's very simple. It's not like really. It doesn't show the spectrum of the album, but it shows kind of a love for repetition and like playing with the texture with the simple instrument and like orchestrating one melody with the same instrument, like layering.
Mhm.
And also like ossature is like a more thick layered track, and
Yeah,
this is like a recent thing that
the production on the recent songs is phenomenal. I've been listening to the music this morning. I have a pretty good setup here at home, and it's a big, wide sound. It's really.
no,
So
thank you.
is that production side something that you've been working on? Have you had people collaborating with you on that side?
For this one, seriously, I knew what I wanted and I asked for some help, but I was never happy with it. So I decided to just take the time and do it myself. And yeah, I just wanted to like nail this kind of nasty, crunchy, like and thick sound, and that people would always want to make it cleaner or like a little bit like lighter, and I just wanted to like stay in that middle. So yeah.
Was there other records that you were listening to that had a similar sound that you were going for that inspired the overall kind of aesthetic of the sound for the album?
I've been listening to a lot of like very different music, very random things.
Yeah,
So
I think your music taste is very varied, right?
I cannot cite like one album that has influenced me for that album. Really, it's impossible. I think.
Do you think that all the different kinds of music that you're into, because I know you don't just listen to electronic music, and I know you don't just listen to classical, you like rock music and all kinds of stuff, right? Do you feel like all those genres kind of collide in the middle to create something that's uniquely you?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I feel like when I'm collaborating with people, it's easier to just like follow one style. But when it comes to my music, I always want to like really play and mix things in very different ways. I don't know, you know, like I feel like my nature is I'm a mixed person, and I don't know. I feel like it's just honest to put it in my music. And when we come together as a group, it's like we have a common ground. We have only like a few common interests, and so like this is where it becomes a bit more focused. So yeah.
Yeah, and I know that you like collaborating with people and bringing other people into the music. Is there any people that you're hoping to work with that you didn't get to work with yet?
Yes, so many people. I would love to like, but I'm already very satisfied with the people I work with. But there's definitely people that will make me feel like I haven't fully embraced what freedom means, you know. So I can't wait to meet those people, and I cannot think of them right now. But or I would love to also like. I feel like I'm always exploring and like trying to find something unique, but I would love for someone to ask me to do something very specific and just like bring the cello or bring I don't know. And I'm doing it already, but bring like a specific part of my production to their own project. I would love to do that for sure.
Okay, well, we've put that out into the universe now.
Yes.
We'll see what we'll see what happens. So, if somebody had never heard of your music before, like it's quite eclectic. What is there one track or maybe a couple of tracks that you would want them to start with?
But I feel like Ossature is really showing a lot of different things that all represent me. So like for sure this one, but also like a more like simple one, like grip maybe
Mhm.
is a little bit more like focused, like only three instruments, you know, the voice, the bass, and like the drum loop. I would, I feel like aesthetically and also emotionally, and like the sounds, I feel like it also represent me, but in a more simple way. Yeah, maybe those two.
And when you're thinking about putting an album together, are you just thinking about it as being a listening piece that people are going to listen to in their headphones or at home, or are you thinking about making it into a live performance? Or also, like, there's obviously the DJ side to what you do. But are you thinking anything about DJing when you're actually making an album like this?
Yeah, I really love to like find moments that I could DJ if it's like a full song or just like half of a song that I can use in a DJ set. I definitely love that. I definitely didn't think enough about live performances while doing this one because I have too many instruments involved, and I find it a little bit hard to like think about logistics right now when I'm planning shows.
Right.
But I'm just listening about the experience. Like if people like have the ability to like listen through the whole thing, it's awesome. And also if just one song touches them, I think that's also awesome. I just love to like be a place where maybe like people can meet in very different ways. So
You kind of hinted that maybe you are thinking about playing these songs live. Have you got plans
yeah,
for that?
yeah, absolutely. I'm working on a tour, and I have a couple shows planned in Quebec right now. And yeah.
In a year's time, if I asked you if you'd had a successful year, what would a successful year look like for you?
A bunch of tours, new collaborations, and like already like finished a couple more albums that I've started this year already. So like to just have inspiration and like more opportunities to share my music with people all over the world. Yeah.
You obviously do a lot of different things. You're multi-instrumentalist, DJ, producer. Which part of everything that you do like fulfills you the most?
Um, I don't really know. I think they really all have like performing is definitely like the biggest challenge because I'm such an introvert. But when I do a good show, I feel like $1 million after it. Like no matter if there was like one people or two people in that show or 500, like I just feel like it brings me so much confidence. But also when I'm in the studio and there's no one else and I'm just finding solutions or like finding ideas, I feel amazing, but then I can't wait to like share it with people. So like I feel like they're really all part of a puzzle. I don't think I'm this artist that has just like one practice or one
Hmm.
you know like major, but it's definitely between producing and performing. Like DJing, I love DJing, but I think there are like DJs that are only DJs and they really bring it to the next level. I love like DJing once in a while, and just
Yeah,
feel that energy of the crowd.
nice. So I just want to ask you one last question, or kind of a double-headed question. Tell me a little bit about the name of the album and
Yes.
how that links to the cover artwork or the cover photo.
The title of the album comes from my obsession with how like emotions can imprint the shape of the body and like the facial expressions and like how some muscles are more trained than others, but not by intention, really by the emotional like hardships or that we experience. And I remember like in 2019 and 2020, I was traveling a lot, seeing a bunch of different people and like getting to know their lives and like observing how like emotion can can have like this impact physically on people. And I wanted to like, I don't know, play with it on myself for the cover art and like have this kind of deformed version of myself and hold something that was super vulnerable. It's like a baby animal that is kind of imaginary that a friend of mine created with a silicone.
Yeah,
And so I was just like holding this and like trying to find a posture that shows that I can take a lot of weight, but I am also like vulnerable in a way. I don't know. And it was just like a playful experiment around the body and.
nice. It's a beautiful cover.
Thank you
Like
so much.
it's very intriguing. It kind of entices you in. I think like it makes you want to know more about what's going on with the album. I think so. It's a really, I know it's unlike anything that I've seen before, but I think it fits really well with what you're trying to do. So congratulations on the album. The music sounds incredible. As I said, I've been listening to it all morning. I hope everything goes well with the album launch. Hope you get back to play it live soon. And obviously with the DJing, everything seems to be going really well for you. So I just wish you the best of luck with everything you're doing.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for the great interview. It was really fun.
Yeah, thank you for your time. It's been nice chatting with you. And hopefully I'll see you live sometime soon.